Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about two of my favorite projects within this space, Hedera and Casper. These are two that I've been focused on for so long, especially around the enterprise grade scene. And we are going to go in depth and really kind of break these two down on why I believe that everyone should be holding these two assets. As we do look at HBAR today, sitting at about roughly 5 cents. Casper sitting at about roughly 4 cents. Casper sitting at roughly almost $500 million in market cap, while Hedera is at about roughly $2 billion in market cap. Here are their charts side by side. Of course, Hedera doesn't look too bad, but Casper looks dead in the water, which personally speaking, I actually like this because it seems as though the chart is dead until it finally does wake up and everyone starts looking at Casper. As we do look at Casper, I think that Casper's kind of in the same aspect of where Hedera was back in 2020 into 2021 and even in 2022, where nobody really cared about the project until things started to kind of be built out and announced. Until we do see that with Casper, I think it's going to be a little bit of a silent show. And then all of a sudden, all at once, we will start to see a lot of people flocking over to Casper once we see those announcements, just like Hedera did. Because I remember when Hedera had practically no community behind it, and then all of a sudden we seen a massive announcement around NFTs, and all of a sudden we seen the creator economy rising, and then that's when the community started to grow in numbers, and of course marketing was a big deal there as well. But these are two projects that I personally am holding, and I even did question everyone over on Twitter. I said, who is holding both HBAR and Casper? I see these two being major players for the enterprise sector. And if you guys do hold both of them, definitely hit that like button and also comment down below. But as we do look at these two, yeah, I think that they are spearheading the move behind enterprise adoption. As we do look at Hedera, they are no silent player behind the enterprise grade scene because they've been, going hard within this area for a very long time. And now they have a stack load of applications labeled over on their website under their ecosystem. Here we have enterprise applications. Found below are enterprise applications powered by Hedera. Learn more about the Fortune 500 companies decentralizing the web on Hedera. And here we have a ton of major players behind this ecosystem. Of course, a few of these already are in the midst of trying to launch on Hedera. One of them already did. And it changed the entire way people perceive Hedera with transactions in the thousands of TPS. Very big initiative. And that is, of course, Avery Dennison with Atma.io. It's only a matter of time until we start to see more and more of these launching. And I'm very excited for that day to come, right? As we do look at a lot of these players like, even FTPOS, for an example. These are very large names. So businesses are ready. Enterprises are ready. It's no, like at this point in time, it's no surprise why enterprises want to utilize crypto. The efficiencies that these networks like Hedera and even Casper unlock, it truly is something special. And even just recently, Hedera did sponsor a post over on CoinDesk, as we do see this is sponsored content, June 5th. And it was Embracing Web3, Hedera leading the way to the future of enterprise integration. Now, as we do look at this, right, one of the biggest steps around this is getting to the point where enterprises are going live. It takes a while. In fact, Atma.io was building on Hedera for I think 2 years before it finally went live. These enterprise grade applications do take some time to build out and go fully live, but when they do change the entire environment. We do see enterprises are at a crossroads with the established systems of Web 2 on one side and the uncharted potential of Web 3 on the other. Transitioning to Web 3 presents intricate challenges, like I said, for technology leaders and strategists. But Hedera, a leading open source public decentralized ledger, offers the expertise and infrastructure to guide enterprises towards successful integration. Hedera's platform is designed to meet the needs of enterprises with features such as high speed, fixed low fees, and security. Hedera also has a strong ecosystem of partners and developers, which can help enterprises to build and deploy Web 3 applications. Now you might be asking, well, what about Casper? What does Casper bring to the table? Casper brings the same benefits and also upgradability to smart contracts, which is a big game changer, especially for businesses that do go and change their business model here and there, or even want to upgrade and change the system. Smart contracts that are upgradable are crucial because guess what? It upgrades with their needs that are necessary. And we do see our enterprises geared up for Web3. Kind of talks a little bit about the hurdles. From supply chain management to customer engagement, businesses need to embrace digital asset strategies and establish trust-based systems if they want to harness the full potential of Web3. And we do see, of course, tackling security, trust, and privacy concerns, which goes in depth on that. There's a few things around this that are reshaping Web3 in terms of, bringing these big players over. And ultimately speaking, it's the transformation happening behind the scenes on the back end. And, the major thing that's a selling point for a lot of these large companies like ServiceNow, for example, is the fact of reducing cost, time, increasing transparency, as we do see even mentioned here with ServiceNow. The upgrades behind some of these platforms like Hedera that are being unlocked for these Web3, or I should say Web2 companies that want to transition into the Web3 scene, it's night and day. Right? And you're not going to find it in Web 2. It's the same reason why, as we do look at the Casper Labs report, Casper Labs, 90% of enterprises are adopting blockchain technology. And this was written back in the beginning of January. This is actually a pretty big step, especially for enterprises. And it's a great area to focus on because, this is a huge amount of businesses that see the value here. It was 603 enterprise decision makers across firms from the US, the UK, and even China, and 90% of them said that they have already started to utilize blockchain in some capacity. Just wait until they go full all in on crypto technology soon, which I do think is going to be the case because, again, the efficiencies here are night and day. And what do you see from Ralph Kublai? It's hugely encouraging to see businesses understanding that blockchain is not a competitor, but a solution. Again, this is where the big game-changing event happens around businesses choosing blockchain technology. Business adoption is often the main driver of bringing new technologies into the mainstream, and blockchain is no different. Perhaps the most important takeaway from this report is enterprises, governments, and Wall Street are recognizing that blockchain is not here to tear down and replace their current tech stack, but to help them operate more efficiently with their existing infrastructure. And once they see this, right, once they see the benefits, that's it. I even said this around Ripple with XRP. Once banks start to see the efficiencies that are unlocked by utilizing this technology, or even companies and enterprises and things like that see, the value at it, it's game over. They're going to come in swarms because as we look at what's happening around this space, adoption's here. It's already happening. All we need to see is the efficiencies unlocked. And once that happens, that's it, right? Now, of course, there's a few gaps that need to be filled over here from Casper Labs report. Enterprises highly interested in blockchain, but adoption gap persists. If we scroll down, we can see a few areas in terms of the problems. One, it's learning, right? We do see nearly 98% of respondents said that they would be more likely to adopt blockchain if they learned more about the technology and understood how their peers were using it. More than 50% of respondents still see blockchain and crypto as interchangeable terms, which they are completely different. We also do see a few things here as well. Call it the most common challenge in terms of just the learning curve, 52%. Also 25% in terms of adoption, followed by a lack of viable tools, 24%, interoperability concerns, 20%, and anti-blockchain cynicism, 18%. So as we do look at this, there's a lot of problems that still need to be filled. But as we do look at things happening around this, yes, it's still a very large opportunity for a lot of these businesses to adopt this type of technology. And we even do see that the survey respondents reported using blockchain to meet security requirements, 42%, and manage copy protection, 42%. They are also leveraging the technology to support operational improvements and innovations, such as building internal operational workflows, 40%, which, by the way, going back to this report with Hedera and ServiceNow, ServiceNow is actually utilizing Hedera for digital workflows, digitizing workflows. It's a big game changer. Making supply chains more efficient, 34%, developing software applications, 30%, managing contracts, 21%, hiring and recruiting, 11%. And we do see blockchain is a proven way to reduce costs and open new revenue streams. And yeah, it's a game changer. And, it's something that I've been focused on for so long, on why, right? The big question is why? Why blockchain? Why crypto? Why DLT? It's just because of the efficiencies, right? You're not going to see these efficiencies met from Web 2 initiatives. You're just not. This type of technology is game changing. It's the number one reason why we see 87% are likely to invest in a blockchain solution in the next 12 months. And this is especially true in China. It's the number one reason why this is the driver of adoption, why we are seeing investing happening around this type of technology. It's because of the doors that this technology opens. It's something that is extremely exciting. And we even do see that indeed the global blockchain technology market size is expected to achieve a monumental compound annual growth rate of around roughly 85.9% between 2022 and 2030. Enthusiasm for blockchain's potential remains quite high, as does a stated desire for more dedicated educational resources. It's not a catch-all solution by any stretch, but it is an incredibly powerful tool to add to your organization's IT tool belt if the right use cases exist. And again, this is still all focused on enterprise. Businesses and enterprises are going to be the crucial driver here. We do see enterprises, governments, and Wall Street are beginning to recognize that blockchain is not here to tear down. This is that quote that I was just talking about. As we do look at this, like, you know, blockchain is ready for enterprises and enterprises are ready for blockchain. They just need the right knowledge and tools. And once we do have that in place, like I said, it's game over. And I honestly think that enterprises are going to be the gateway to mass adoption of this type of technology. And we even do see over here just recently, posted in June 21st, smart contracts, the linchpin to enterprise blockchain adoption, again from Casper. And this kind of just talked a little bit about the use cases within certain areas. If we do scroll down, what's next? While blockchain technology is still in its early days in terms of adoption, the tides are clearly shifting and more organizations are showing a willingness to adopt a blockchain. Increasingly, some of the largest companies, including 44% of the top 100 public companies, are actively utilizing blockchain technology. I believe blockchain technology will soon become a crucial tool for nearly every organization, driving new business efficiencies and customer value. Further education, knowledge sharing, and community discussion will be critical for business leaders to reap these benefits. To help businesses unlock the value of blockchain technology, early adopters should create and share resources outlining useful applications, especially for smart contracts. At the same time, business leaders who have not yet adopted blockchain technology should seek out these resources in order to fully understand its value. As blockchain technology continues maturing and gaining traction, the time to learn, adopt, and experiment with its capabilities is now. And also, another great thing to mention around blockchain technology is it's the competitiveness, right? As we start to see more and more enterprises and businesses, you know, unlocking efficiencies utilizing this type of technology, it unlocks a door of competitiveness as well. And these companies are extremely competitive, right? They're all competing with one another, especially around like market share. Once we start to see this technology being adopted by some of these big leaders, we are going to see competitive advantages unlocked as well. And once you do see that, almost all businesses, companies, you name it, are going to flock to the scene to utilize this type of technology as well. It's going to happen. And I do expect it to happen pretty quickly once we start to see use cases going fully live. I think that, you know, we're starting to see it with Hedera. With Casper, I still think that we're kind of on the back end just a little bit because of how early we are. But like I said, Hedera was very early. It still is early. But they have a lot going on the network at this current moment in time. And as we do look at Casper, I also think that we are at that point in time where Hedera was, where nobody really cared about it. And, you know, that phase passes. That phase is the best phase for those that want to invest early on. Because going forward on in time, once we start to see things moving pretty quickly and we see the announcements and we see, you know, the listings and things like that, you know, at that point, it's going to be, I don't want to say too late, but you're not going to be as early as you are now. A lot of these tokens and this entire space, right? Like this entire space is sitting at about a $1.2 trillion market cap. You know, NVIDIA itself, which is a stock, it's a company, has a $1 trillion market cap. Apple, Google, Amazon, these are $1 trillion plus market cap, you know, stocks and companies. And we have 1.2 trillion for the global market cap of crypto. So think about where the future of this market is headed. In my opinion, this market is going to be extremely large. And whether or not it happens in the next 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, 8 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter. We are headed in the right direction. We are on the journey. Utility will shine, and these tokens, these networks that are focused on the big picture, which is of course enterprise and businesses and banks and things like that, like this is going to be, these are going to be the major players, right? And it's only a matter of time. It truly is only a matter of time. I'm here for it. I've been focused on Hedera for so long. I've been focused on Casper for so long. I think it's coming up on what now, 2 years that I started talking about Casper on this channel, it's only a matter of time. And with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. So you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are on this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.